Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Gemini, is number 5, and it says the sheep and blackberry, and it further says devotion. All right, so the sheep. A further here says your mind is a wonderful sparkling river. Devotion is about choosing a channel for that water to flow through deeply, nourishing the banks over time. It's about finding the profound joy and stability that comes from committing to something or someone and nurturing it with your consistent attention. Your versatility is a gift. Now use it to love deeply, not just widely. So I feel this energy is about staying consistent and devoted to something, a situation, whatever is dear to you, Gemini. I feel that, over here, if you look at the sheep is in action, but it's not forward action. It's like a very protective action, and there is blackberries all around. So I feel there is a fierce protection energy or a nurturing energy that's coming through this sheep. Now, blackberries are very, thorny bushes, but they're highly sacred. And for those of you who recall that there was a phone, there is a phone called Blackberry. And that phone was actually named after this blackberry fruit because, the buttons on the Blackberry phone were actually resembling the actual blackberry fruit. And, the person, I believe it was Lexicon, if I'm not wrong, Lexicon, yeah, I think Lexicon, called that device Blackberry because of the buttons, and they wanted it to have a mass appeal, something that was, because blackberries are known to be irresistible. So they wanted the phone to be irresistible and, kind of just grew on people because of the name. Just because like the wine grows so much, so they wanted the phone to grow on people so much, so they named it Blackberry. And for those of you that know, there is also something called as a Berry network. That's for marketing and advertising, for connecting with people. That kind of energy of connecting everybody together. So some of you might be connecting with a lot of people or building a network of some sort. Whether it's related to your project, maybe you're collaborating with companies, or whether it's in your own community. And it's going to be different for each one of you, but there's something about a network. Maybe you're checking out some cellular networks in your area, or it could be, or a network of, similar minded people, in the sense that, for example, there are support networks these days for, whether it's for a health condition or whether it's for counseling. So you could be into that as well. So I do feel that you are committing to whatever you have in mind, whether it's a project, whether a goal you have, maybe it's a health goal. But the thing is that this needs to be nurtured over a period of time, because some things take time to develop, to grow, to get the rewards. And it's the same thing with blackberry. It takes time to, see the fruit, for it to ripen, and then for us to have that sweetness. So it's a work of patience. And I feel that's what's required out of you right now. It's just consistency to show up every single day, whether at work, and nurturing things, whether it's your family, whether it's your garden, whether it's your, maybe it's a skill that you're building on. Because Gemini, your third house energy, right? You are the, curious George of the zodiac. You're always curious. You like to engage in a lot of variety of things, skills and crafts and things like that. So I feel that this energy is about choosing a craft or a project or It could be as simple as you're trying to buy bags or you're trying to buy some accessories and you're like, you have so many in mind and you were exploring so many options. So you just need to zoom in on one. That's the energy of zooming in on one, narrowing it down. I'm also getting the energy of doctors and nurses. They show up every single day, no matter, especially in the pandemic era, like, they have their own personal health interests, but they still showed up, the frontline workers. For some of you, this could be that you're probably learning a craft or a skill, or maybe going to college and committing to that, or maybe you are practicing some spiritual practices and incorporating it and you're committing to that, something like that. Or you could be just making your partner, committing to making your partner a cup of tea or coffee in the morning, like bag tea. You're like, okay, so from now onwards, I'm going to, make my partner a cup of tea in the morning, or, something like that. Or maybe you like to, maybe you have a pet and you want to walk the pet now. So you're like, okay, so I'm going to commit to walking the pet every single day. Maybe you're doing it for a neighbor. Maybe you're doing it for a friend. The energy that comes to mind is the, WFP. For those of you know, the World Food Program, the director, I think, is Cindy. Cindy McCann is the director of it. And she is so devoted to that organization. She works tirelessly, even in, difficult conditions, to deliver, the food and anything else, the supplies, aid, day in and day out. And similarly, the one person that strikes me is the NBA star. For those of you know, for those of you that watch NBA, Stephen Curry, he is such a devoted, he's such a devoted sports person. And, he's known for his work ethics and he's a great shooter and 2-point shooter. And, that comes only with that unwavering devotion is the kind of energy that's coming through this for you. The next card you have, Gemini, is number 15, and it says the mother prays. So the number 1, 5, and 6 are coming through strong with this energy. It further says your mind is a powerful tool. This energy asks you to let it rest and let your heart lead. Your words have power, but the love behind them has even more. Use your gift of connection to send out silent waves of support, protection, and love. The world doesn't just need your ideas, it needs your heartfelt blessings. So, yeah, this is the mother that's praying for the well-being of her family, of her kids. Unconditional love is coming through this. And this is the mother this is the feminine energy, and all of us, irrespective of whether we are males or females, we all have that feminine energy where we pray, whether for our community, for our family, for our extended family, for the country, for our teams. We're constantly praying. We're reaching out to the angels. We, we send those prayers of care, of support. And I feel this is what this energy is about. When there are games, soccer games, football games, how the cheerleaders, how the fans and people, the audience, they come together, they support the teams. They pray together for their team to win. So that's the energy of this, that they're sending, a large number of people are sending their positive intentions, their support. And that starts to work magic. And this could be like a prayer, an actual prayer where you sit at the altar, have a candle, have a ritual before you send your love, the prayer and support to the people who need it, or for your family, or you, kissing on your children's head and say a prayer so that they're feeling protected and safe and blessed and things like that. But the prayer is also about putting your heart and soul into things. It's like, to me, fashion designers, especially the ones that create wedding dresses, they make each dress by hand. They stitch, they manually stitch each and every part of the dress. That's a pouring of love. And you know how difficult it is to make those wedding garments, because it's going to be part of, the most memorable, one of the most memorable, one of the most joyous and helpful celebratory days of somebody's life. So when they pour the heart and soul, it's a blessing from them to the person who's getting married. So I feel that as a prayer as well. I see it. I mean, that's how it appears to me. Similarly, I feel that, when I've seen, like, when the kids are in the classroom and they're preparing for the tests and, most difficult exams, then the parents and family are waiting outside and they're sending a prayer to the heavens like, oh, hope she does well, hope he does well, hope he remembers the formula, hope she remembers what she learned, and things like that. The family sending prayers, positive thoughts to the heavens for it to be returned in positive ways. So that's the unconditional love. That's the prayer. Even, cooking, a simple act as cooking everyday meals, with a lot of love for the family, for the kids. Could be for your, even for the community. There are a lot of community kitchens where people come together, they grow their vegetables, they, cut it together, they cook together, they distribute it. And even for that matter, care homes, like a lot of care homes, especially with when people are dealing with difficult conditions, the care and the love that goes into, giving support to every person who is out there healing and getting recovered. That whole act, I feel, is that whole situation, I feel, is an act of prayer. So prayers are when we, of course, we send positive thoughts and wishes and blessings, prayers of protection, prayers for happiness for our family, for, to support and call on angels to protect our near and dear ones. That's one way. But again, caring for people is also, I feel, an equally unconditional act of prayer. And even globally, like people come together, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's any conflicts that are going on, or whether it's natural calamities, and, for people that are, dealing with some situations, unpredictable situations, and the community comes together to help them. People come together to pray, to send the positive thoughts for, and the belief that, the collective prayer has the power to turn things around. And it does. So that's the magic that we create when we collectively pray, or even individually, when we send out our positive thoughts with positive intention. It's just sending our silent blessings, which are very powerful. The next card you have, Gemini, is the Knight of Swords. This is the air suit, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. So this is your energy playing out here. And I feel this is you on this horse with this sword. I feel that, Gemini, this is your, maybe you have been thinking a lot about something. Maybe you've been waiting for too long. And when we do that, it leads to analysis paralysis situation. So this energy is asking you to stop that, stop thinking, stop overthinking, stop researching, and start doing whatever you have in your mind, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're going over and over again in your head. So cutting through illusions. Maybe you have a lot of ideas, but now you need to act on one which you think is right for you, and you need to do it fast. Not recklessly, but act faster, not slack because, you're paralyzed, do this, do that, or you're paralyzed because you want to perfect your things like that. So go ahead and do it confidently, because I feel that once you set a time for yourself, like a timer, then you'll be able to make decisions faster. and you will cut to the paralysis with the sword. Now, swords are also words, word power. So I feel that you are communicating a lot and you're speaking your truth. I feel that you have clarity in a certain situation, Gemini, and you're convinced that this is your reality, or this is the reality that you're looking at. And I feel that you're acting according to that. Whether it's about cutting any negative situations and creating the change that you want, whether it's about uncovering things or, speaking, maybe even revealing things to people. It's like, it takes a lot of courage to communicate with this Knight of Swords energy. But I feel that you are cutting through any kind of miscommunication or misinformation. This reminds me of that Nobel Peace Prize winner, Maria Ressa. She's from Philippines, and that's this energy, because she uncovers a lot of, hidden information, secrets that are kept away from people or organizations and things like that. So these are difficult moments and difficult decisions that you might be making at this point in time, but I feel that you will need to do it faster. This is a fast-moving energy that will hit you. You will be moving faster, you'll be speaking faster, you will be cutting through, the nonsense, and you will be speaking the truth or uncovering things. And then taking like immediate action on the fly, right? Immediate action, whatever needs to be done, said, and doing it with a lot of clarity, doing it with a lot of honesty. Some of you could be launching your projects even. Maybe you've been thinking about doing something for a long, long time, but now you're like, I'm done with that. And I'm done with trying to be perfect. I'm just going to go for it. It could be that. And some of you could be just spontaneously even, booking trips. Like you suddenly want to go on a trip somewhere. You're like, okay, you know what? I'm done thinking and overthinking. Maybe you had 2-3 places in mind, but now you're making that fast decision. Like, I will go here and I will stop here. I will take the stop over this, that, and the third. And you plan your whole trip and item. Some of you could be making a decision about which job to choose between, and maybe you had several offers, but now you're making a final decision, and I feel that will make you feel much lighter. For some of you, this could be people that have been weighing on you. Maybe they were not supportive or things like that, and you probably drag it out for a long, long time. But now you're like, standing firm, sending those messages, maybe even blocking people, who knows. And that might help you feel lighter as well. That could be for just a handful of you. Now, this could also be in your, group of friends or or maybe in some social circle, maybe in your family, extended family, you're having a plan and people are debating where to go, which day, and, throwing ideas, and there's confusion, and you're like, wait, hold up. The plan is for this day, this place, and I'm going booking the table. And period. So everybody is now like silent, and they know where to go. They know a date is fixed, a place is fixed. And, it's like cutting through all of that, all those messages that are going back and forth, So that's this kind of energy that you make a decision, maybe for yourself or a group, and you're like, this is it. And then, everybody's like, okay, let's do it. Let's go here on this day. This is fine. And everybody, appreciates your decisiveness. Now, some of you could actually be working on some kind of deals. You might be talking to a lot of vendors, going over details, and now you're finally selecting one. Or this is a debate about the direction of the company, about the project. It should be done this way, it should be done that way. And you're like, you know what? None of the ways. It's going to be done this way. So it could, feel a little bit harsh, but then eventually I feel that because you're coming from a place of clarity, people will see that. And for that matter, some of you, I'm also getting the energy of Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback. I look at him as the Knight of Swords now that I think about it. because he makes fast decisions when he's on the field. He can read defenses like so fast, and he's so precise with his actions, his decisions, So that's the kind of energy. Some of you could be sports players on the field making fast decisions as well. And last but not the least, Gemini, you have card number 17, and it says Ghostlands. It further says here, the Ghostlands can feel challenging because it asks you to embrace the opposite, which is quiet solitude and uncertainty. This is a powerful opportunity to connect with your deeper self, not just your busy mind. You are being aligned to find wisdom in silence between your thoughts. And for you, Geminis, you like clarity. You want information. You are the air sign. You're the mutable air sign. And you like to connect. You like to communicate and things like that. But this energy is asking you to have that moment of silence so that you can get the answers. Your subconscious mind, your subconscious will speak to you. The answers will come from your subconscious. And that's going to be your true answer because it's coming from within you, not from outside of you. I feel that some of you could be shifting career paths or you're uncertain of your career direction. And sometimes, you might tend to call so many people and give their opinions, make lists of pros and cons, which is very Gemini energy. I feel that if you are in that situation, take some time off, walk in the nature, journal your thoughts. And I feel that when you sit with those emotions and those feelings of uncertainty and things like that, something will bubble up from within. And that will answer your question. It says here, the mist will clear. Use this time to dream and heal. Your new direction is being born from the quiet. So that's what this is about, listening to your inner voice, listening to your intuition. If you see the picture, there is the structure which is like fading away. It's going out of you. It's an old structure. So to me, this looks like, there's a clock out there. It's about timing. It's the past that's fading away. But the future is not yet clear. It's not in focus as yet. So it might feel a little unnerving, a little scattered, or a little disorienting even for some of you. But then this is a time where you can sit down, you can introspect, maybe think about the past, maybe it's memories that are coming back to you. But for the future, it's not clear as yet. It's not fully formed as yet, but there is a lot of potential. And it will unfold over a period of time. You are in a period of some kind of change, I feel, Gemini, with this energy. And the old map is somehow that you had in your mind or the way you did things is not working probably. And that's okay. Because you just need to listen to your inner voice and, the path and the pieces will start falling in place. So I don't think you're lost in direction. It's just that it's a period of change. Maybe you're taking this time. Maybe you need to take this time to, change up things, to release the old patterns or belief system that is not working for you anymore. The old habits or something like that is not working for you anymore. The answers are coming. So it's okay for the answers to be revealed in timing. Maybe you don't have all the answers right now, but they will come to you. Some of you might be looking to the past, your past stories, maybe your childhood years, or maybe just a few years back or a few months back even. And every experience that you have had, you're trying to process that and see what is the lesson behind it. So I do feel that you are at the threshold of a new beginning, that you just need to make space for that, let the old things clear away so that the new can take shape. And while it feels a little unnerving, you might be feeling a little restless as well. The thing about the ghost lands is that you need to take the time to relax, to calm yourself down. Allow your subconscious mind to do the work for you. I do feel that solutions are coming. Because, another thing I'm picking up on this, look at the fog in this picture. It's foggy or misty, whatever this thing is. fogs and mist, that's my opinion. What I feel is like a veil, it's like a veil between the past and the present. It's also a veil where we are able to access the messages, the divine messages, the downloads from our angels. So you are getting the guidance. You will get the guidance. You're very close to those breakthroughs and answers. And I feel that you have not received it as yet, and that's what making you a little bit anxious. Some of you might be doing some journaling or some kind of a therapy or sessions to understand the ghosts, I would say, of the past. All belief system patterns that are holding you back in some way. For some of you that are creatives out there, you might be, feeling like, maybe you're writing a book and you're like, oh, I'm not getting any new ideas. Maybe you're creating a movie and you're like, I don't know how to end this movie. So instead of forcing the end or forcing the climax or forcing the thing to complete, whatever you're working on, take a break. Use that downtime period to relax yourself, and, a new idea, something new will come up, will bubble up to you. I know of a person who was in a job that they were not really happy about, and they left the job and they did not have a second job lined up. So that period for the person was really, terrifying. And of course it would be for anybody. And it was a very foggy period. But then that person was forced to, think deeply about what that person really wanted to do, and ended up in a more better job and company, a career that person wanted. Now, to that note, I feel that some of you could actually be sleepwalking as well, because that's a subconscious instinct, right, that we know. When I was reading psychology, that's what I read, that, some people sleepwalk. They just, just wander about the house, put something in the cupboards and they put the cereal in the closet and things like that, topsy-turvy things. So, and they don't even remember when they wake up next morning. They don't even remember, because it was a completely subconscious thing to do. So some of you could be sleepwalking as well, and be careful if you're doing that. So Geminis, those were your messages. These being general will be different for each one of you. Let me know how these energies play out in your life or in the environment around you. And hope you enjoyed your messages. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.